Ooh, new recording equipment for those of you who missed it. Let's see this. Okay, there you go. 18472, 18810. So let me play this the Moo Beats Test 1 wave. Let's see. Oh, I like that too. It has a little black to it. Let me see if I can this and you hear it. Futuristic spit and with the Gotchi gang chill. We don't even care because we bang like that. We be going off slang and all shit, grabbing alchemical drip, can't stop it. Saturday morning, it's the shit. I don't fuck. It's ill, top and amplify this. This shit, my lyrics top so hot. I don't give a fuck. Stove top, we cooking up those rocks, yo. And I take a beat, yo. What we do? I just do this because I'm moving with the Gotchi crew. We just do it Saturday. Now it's almost in the afternoon, 11 a.m. What I'm after, getting breakfast. What a disaster. Make my don't that is dope. Musashi, what'd you make this with? Yeah, buffering issues. Ableton Live, yes. Dropouts are the new drops. I like that.
I'm on my way from D11 and I ran into some people sitting at the crossways.
Yeah, we got some people at GMI. Nice.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't know where it was going, so I threw up a couple hearts and now they following me. I'm picking up roadside people. Oh, crap. Is my mic not on? I was talking that whole time. My mic wasn't even on. I'm on my way from D11, and I got to the crossways going out to D12, and there's a bunch of people standing there like they didn't know what direction to go, so I threw up some hearts, and now they following me. I'm on my way there, y'all. I'll throw up the coordinates, but I think everybody should kind of know where they're going. Z5 threw it up there. Z5, you coming up, man? We're about to kick it. Oh, here we are. I'm here with y'all. I think backside also, if you wanted to get some B-roll, that you should probably come up on stage so you can be the director. Let everybody know what to do. Oh man, lots of people turning out. What's up, friends?
No,
What's up,
Zombie,
guys?
can you invite people up, or like if people raise their hand, are you able to grant them access?
I don't believe so. I haven't tried. I haven't even seen any hands. So
Yeah, so because I just brought up user default, OXZFi, and backside. So I'll
cool.
I'll just keep up. If you see somebody, if somebody raises their hand, just tag me because I'm probably gonna switch to my cell phone so I can ride my bike to get breakfast. But I'll be listening. But if anybody wants to speak, just
Cool.
tag me or something.
Sounds
Yeah, I see
good.
crypto raised their hand too. Cool.
Cool, man. Lots of people turning out. Look at Farmer Kanye. What's up?
Yeah, he's fire, man.
What up?
Yeah, so about the B-roll footage, it shouldn't really
Yeah.
be like that complicated. It was more just like if we walk towards the same direction, like anywhere, that'll do it, you know? So
Okay,
it should
cool.
just be like a quest, a gotcha quest.
All right, so is everybody listening? Everybody ready? Like, I guess we can just go from where we are and you'll capture us. You want us to go left or right?
Oh, right, we should go right.
Let's go right. All right, everybody, if you're at
Yeah, wait a
GMI,
sec, wait a sec.
I'm back.
there he is.
I'm back.
Hold on, not yet. Everybody, wait up.
Wait, come back, come back.
Wait for the director to call action or something. Follow backside. I don't know how we're doing this. How we doing it, backside?
Okay, I'm nah. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I guess 3. Oh, wait. We gotta go on the road here. That's better, probably. Okay, join us on the road in the middle.
Oh, are we? Do we all have to go on the road? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it's just a matter of 3, 2, 1, go. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
Yes. Look
We
at
have
this
some falling off the
coordination.
map.
Oh, this is good, man.
We got a nice little group going here.
Yeah, no, Futuristic and I probably have some good footage from the Gotchi tag that we could give you too. And
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I actually have some footage from the play drop of like bot swarms.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Okay,
I put
this
them in
we
the. Okay, cool. So I guess everybody head back to GMI.
Outside, I would. If you look at my YouTube channel, there's probably a lot of streams where I went full stream. Like definitely the Gotchi tag is its own like video, so you can just find that and because it was I cut out the specific part where we were all chasing Coder Dan and then also ZombieShepherd, so it might be useful.
We look like a bot army. Yeah, I did a music video from that tag that we did, and I threw in some of the bot swarms in the music video just because it was funny and it looked similar.
Your YouTube intro, it has like a really like a special sound. The intro. Did you make that yourself, ZombieShepherd?
Oh yeah, I did. I made that. That's part of the Gotchi album, actually. I call that it's a cut of another song, but it's the TikTok version because it's under a certain time. You could use it on social media.
Mm. Okay, that was pretty cool, man. I'm gonna check the footage real quick. Export it.
Do we make like a Gotchi heart or something like that?
Oh, it's for the Gotchi news. I was making like an intro for the news, and where I want to have a bunch of scenes where you see like the life of a Gotchi, where he picks up some alchemica, he's battling with somebody else for a piece of cake or whatever, and then imagined like a scene where there was a whole swarm of gotchis, like as if they were on a mission, just running towards the same direction. And yeah, that's what it is for.
Let's do a 3-dimensional cube. We almost got there, and then a bunch of people moved. If this happens, I would be amazed.
Oh, you want to make like the shape of it?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it was funny for a second there. We almost did make a 3-dimensional cube on the way to a heart, and now I don't know what we're doing.
That would be cool, man.
It
We
was
could do
weird.
Gotchi Gang spelled out. I don't think we have enough gotchis for it, but if we could do Gotchi Gang spelled out with gotchis, that would be epic.
We should spell
Or
something.
just GG.
Yeah, GG. That could work.
Well, I mean, we've got a stencil here with GMI. we could just light it up. Oh, we could even light it up by color. Like, try to get light colors together. And you know what I mean? So, like, maybe, like, blue and green can be on one, and, like, pink and orange, or I don't know.
Let's see.
I'm green, so I don't know. Wherever green is going, I'll be there. Maybe just do hot colors on G and I, and everybody with a cool color get in the M. That's easier.
I feel like there's a song opportunity in there. Wherever green's going, I'll be there.
Okay, so aside from the coordination, I guess today we're going to be getting into just like give you guys like the high level, what's going to happen at the summit, what are some things that you would like to see us talk about, but kind of just give everybody an idea of what the summit is all about. Basically, the idea behind this is, going into the Gotchiverse, we're going to want a place where we can all coordinate together, not just for the great battle, but just in a general sense, how can we work together and build like a great experience for not only new people coming in the game, but also our guildies as well, and make sure that they're having a great time. So for this first summit, we kind of want to just get a rundown of what each guild is doing, and we're gonna maybe we're gonna kick off with the keynote, probably with Jesse, talking about the summit overall, anything that's happening on their end with Aavegotchi, and then right after that we'll get into guild introductions. So we'll have guilds come up one at a time. Maybe we'll have a representative come up, and we would like to hear what sort of things your guild is doing, what your guild kind of focus is. Maybe you guys are developing cool tools. Maybe you're completely player focused, and it's going to be like, just focused on renting and getting scholars in and stuff. But basically get the overall vision for what your guild is doing. So you come up, you'll do your introduction, and then the next guild will come up, and we'll go through as many as we can. And so at the end of it, everybody's gonna have an idea of what other guilds are doing. So if you have, you might meet someone who does something very similar to what you guys are doing. It might be beneficial for you guys to get together afterwards and maybe come up with something together. I think that would be a great opportunity to do something like that. Actually, let me put the Notion. Shout out to OXZ5, man. Thanks for putting this guild summit planning together. It's a pretty great document. I'll throw it down here for you guys. It would be also, talking to FaZe, it would be good to know where all the guild headquarters are. So that could possibly be another talking point. Where are all these guild headquarters located? That's something we'd probably like to know when you do your guild introduction. Do you guys have anything else to add before we move on? I'm just working my way through the guild summit planning document.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to kind of double tap on what you're saying there with the guilds is guilds obviously have different interests and different types of reasons for forming, and different, like whether it be the wearable guilds or scholar management. And some of these are just like social groups. And or in the case of like GMI, we're not a guild, but we are a group of people dedicated to content creation and just like providing the best like art community and just community in general for the gotchi space outside of the main Aavegotchi community. And so there's all kinds of organizations, and anybody should feel that they should want to represent themselves at this summit. It's important for the community to all know who we are and what our intentions are.
That's a great point. It's not just we talk about guilds, but it's not necessarily just guilds. Like I'd love to see the ATF members be there as well. I'd love to see some other tool builders in the Gotchiverse. I'd love to see them there as well, and possibly maybe we could have a some sort of a presentation from some of these other tool builders, or like you said, other organizations, and just so we can learn more about what their vision is as well, not just guilds. So yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that makes me think even like the structure of the DAO, different branches of the DAO should feel like they should come out and represent themselves so that the community better understands the cartography of this organization. That's really what this is about, is kind of mapping what does the Gotchiverse really look like? What does our community look like?
That's a great point, because I also think of the DTF, I think of the Wearables Task Force. These are other organizations that are, integral to what we're doing here, but we don't necessarily get to hear from them very often. So it'd be good to hear from them as a group on, a great example would be, how do you access a proposal through the DTF, and how do you get, how do you get funding, or how do you interact with some of the DTF projects, I guess you could say. So yeah, I
Absolutely.
definitely think we should. I definitely think we should reach out to those other groups. If you're in here, definitely reach out to us if we haven't reached out to you, and let's get you in there as well. I think the DTF, the Wearables Task Force, the Arcade Task Force, which is still in formation, but I consider them the ATF. I think those are all welcome groups to be a part of this summit. And so one thing that we want to do during the summit is also have a collaborative vibe around, the conversations that are happening. We don't necessarily want the summit to be a debate, because we do have a very healthy place for that right now. That's the DAO meetings on Sunday. So we'll defer any kind of, like, I know we've had controversial, somewhat controversial, or heated debates around certain things. We can definitely talk about those, but that is not necessarily the focus of the summit. We'll try and defer a lot of those like debate type conversations to the Sunday the Sunday hangout that we do for the DAO. But then I think we can definitely touch on some like global challenges in the Gotchiverse, like onboarding, scholar splits, the general experience of the player is something we can talk about as well. And then also, how can we use tools to make the Gotchiverse a better place? SDK lists, like these are all very big global kind of things that we can work on together, and it'll be a great opportunity to have everybody in the same room talking about that.
I went ahead and
see,
dropped the code of conduct down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, thanks. That code of conduct is basically an idea of what I just kind of the general sense of what we're talking about here. So, respect every guild as though they were your own. So, we're not going to try and be aggressive or offensive. Overall, I think the conversations are like pretty constructive, the ones we have here. During the weekend hangout and Sundays, it's pretty civil. So we'll just keep that vibe going. Assume the best of intentions from all summit attendees. Uh, it's a voluntary event, and we're all going to be spending our it's going to go on for a decent chunk of the day. So we're going to try and make it a 1 day event for the first one. But basically, we all want everybody to walk away from this experience feeling like they got something valuable out of it. We don't want people to walk away from it feeling like crap, or that their idea was shit on, or we don't want people walking away from the summit feeling that way. We want to make sure that everybody's getting a valuable experience out of it. And in addition to that, we want to be honest. Like, you can definitely disagree. You can definitely, um, express your opinion, and I think people will be receptive to it if it's worded the right way. But the idea here is to find maybe some meaningful solutions, or meaningful ways we can work together to either identify problems, or create a solution to an already existing problem. So those are definitely worth considering. And then the fourth point is we're very early, as we talked about today with the hangout. Um, we could all be allies potentially, because we're gonna have the great battle, and it's gonna serve our best interest to work together as much as we can, with each other. And there will be some rivalries, I'm sure, that happen, but I still think, even if there is a rivalry going on with another guild or another group, that it's worth coming to the summit and at least expressing your opinions on the way you feel about what we're talking about.
Al has a good question
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's see.
I would say, so with the strong list of attendees, how will the format work? I think this is kind of going to be like a conference where we're going to let people talk in order. We will, as we're building out the schedule, we'll figure it out whether this needs to be a 1 or a 2 day event. But it's basically going to be like an introduction. So everybody's going to get their chance, their 10 minutes of fame or whatever it is, to talk about themselves. And then if we need to have deeper and bigger conversations, we can almost do those in like breakout groups and other types of meetings that don't necessarily need to be at the summit. Like if there are larger conversations that need to be had that are more important, then that doesn't necessarily need to be brought up at the summit. We can make smaller little like peace groups, to talk it out. And that's kind of the role that GMI wants to take with the community is, we're not a guild, so our interests are not the same as a guild. So we're able to kind of stand there in a neutral way and want to make peace with everyone because it's good for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. And yeah, I agree with Omami's point too. We should get Mark Zeller on board. We should try and contact him, get him as part of the Aavegotchi representative. And then yeah, with ZombieShepherd, what you were saying there, we want the ongoing conversation to be happening either in a in a chat, like a chat channel specifically for the guild summit, or alternatively, if there's some sort of mediation or discussion that has to happen between two guilds or a couple parties that are maybe not appropriate for like the whole summit, we can definitely have like a breakout group on the side. We can have voice chat on the side where we can we can discuss some of these other topics. But yeah, the basic formatting to Al's question was what was I going to say? Yeah, the live discussion in the amphitheater is going to be open to the representatives for that guild to come up. Ideally, we would like to have maybe just one representative from each guild, but we also want to make sure there's an open conversation in the live chat, like the text chat for to make sure that all members are being heard and that there's an actual ongoing conversation, a side conversation going on from the main chat. So yeah, I think the correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony, but I think we'll be doing this in the GMI amphitheater, right?
Yes, we are going to host this at the GMI amphitheater, I believe. We're doing this in public here because we wanted everybody to know what's going on, and we want to encourage you to come over to there come the time, which will most likely be July 16th. You can be looking out for the tweets and the announcements. So we'll definitely keep you updated if anything changed, but that's what we're thinking now.
And then, are we gonna have someone live streaming / recording the event?
Yeah, I mean, if that's something we want to do, I was planning to do that. I don't see why not. It's going to be a party.
Okay. I think that's been something Jesse has expressed as well. Is it'd be great to have this be a live, live streamed event for other people from the outside looking in, seeing what the guilds are discussing, maybe learning about some of the guilds. But then also we want to make sure there's a private space for more roundtable discussions, and we'll kind of use that as needed. Like if there is a big need for a private discussion, roundtable discussion among the representatives, we can definitely open that up. But for now, for the first summit, we just want to see how it goes. We want to see what sort of conversations come out of it. And we'll definitely have a more private roundtable area for these discussions that maybe you might not want to have publicized.
Well, that also brings up another good point, and anybody can tell us here in the voice channel, or you can just tell us in the chat. But what are you expecting from this summit? Because we have our own ideas, but we also want to make sure that this is exactly what the community needs it to be. So what does the community expect this to be? What would you like to see, especially if you are in charge of a guild, a DAO leader in any way? Then, tell us what your needs are.
That's a great point. Definitely like to hear that. Is there something you're expecting to get out of this summit? A good question, the way I'd pose it is, if you had all the guild leaders in one room, what are some of the talking points? What are some of the topics or discussions you might want to cover? We have all the I like it. All the 5 families, right? You got to get them all in one room. What are you going to talk about? So yeah, definitely just drop it in the chat there. I'd love to hear kind of what you guys are expecting to get out of it.
In the future, we will have. I see they're talking about lodges now. Hardcore dropped a comment. We will have a GMI lodge. You can see right there on the eye that there is space for a lodge. So we will be lodging. There's some alpha for you. That's where the future summits will be held once that opens up, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the summit doesn't look like Musashi's GIF there. That would be entertaining, but maybe maybe in the future we have like a battle arena for these flesh it out in the schoolyard kind of thing. Oh, Dr. Wagme, I would love to see what tools are out there and how we can avoid redundant development. That's a great point. I think that's another reason why we should be getting the ATF on board, getting some of our great tool makers on board for the Gotchiverse, get them all in there, because that's definitely a way we can organize our resources better collectively to make sure we're getting a diverse selection of tools as opposed to 2 things that are very similar. Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely something we'll add. Yeah, I like Hardcore's point. If we design a social structure that works for us, it can be attached to lodges and districts as PC gets their tech side done. Yeah, I mean, our lodge is going to be... I'm hoping we can level it up to a decent level where we can, it'll stand out, hopefully. And I'm just going through my list here. So we're gonna be doing that in the amphitheater. We can I you can't share your screen in the amphitheater, but I don't know if we're gonna need. Are we gonna need real estate for like a screen to share things? I don't know. Um, what do you think, Zombie
If we
Shepherd?
do,
Are we gonna need that?
we could stream somewhere else in parallel too, like
I can do that. For anybody that sees my DAO calls, I usually put the Miro up when I'm streaming. I have the Miro board, so we can have, if people want to follow along, that's the same thing we do for the Bankless community call. Everybody meets in Discord, but there's a Twitch stream going on where you can follow the slide deck. Or you can actually give people the link directly to the slide deck to follow along at their own pace. And if we include links, they're clickable. So it can be an interactive summit if we go that route.
Yeah, I mean, thoughts around that? Miro board would be great to have as part of a planning thing, or we could do a slide deck. I don't know if hardcore is going to be there. I would love to see a Miro board for the guild summit, but I know you're the Miro master in my opinion. I'm not too. I know how to move around and navigate the Miro board. I'm still getting trying to get familiar with it. I think that would be great to have some sort of visual representation while we're going through the summit, just to keep everyone on the same page. So
Excellent. I like that idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And then we'll do some audio checks. You are the audio guy, so we'll definitely make sure all the audio is all good before we get going.
Yep. Everybody sees me 10 minutes early every Gotchi call because I'm in there linking up my stuff, being ready.
That's cool.
I'm always one of the first people in the amphitheater, like a nerd.
So definitely check out our commit list for the summit. We have reached out to a bunch of guilds. I did put out a poster recently just tagging a bunch of guilds. You're all invited if you were tagged. And if you weren't tagged and I missed you, my apologies. Definitely you are still welcome to come. I threw out the ones that I came off the top of my head. But if I did miss you, we do have you on our list most likely here, and we just need to know if you're going to be attending or not. But we'll continue to follow up with some of the ones that we may have not reached out to yet. I know Aavegotchi is definitely on our list, so we'll be reaching out to those. And if you do have anything that you want to add, things that you think that we should be talking about at this summit, we want you to come into our GMI server, grab the summiter role. I believe you go to announcements and there's a seshbot thing where you can click an emote and you'll get the summiter role. And from that point onwards, you'll be given access to, I think, the Summit Planners channel. You can post whatever you want us to add to the summit in there, and we can kind of kick off from there and take that list.
So yeah, we do have a couple comments. Chubbs Magoo says, personally looking forward to hearing from guild leaders and connecting on common interest, shared problems. So I told him that's our main goal. So definitely guild speakers, that's what you should be thinking about, talking about, is what are your interests and what are your problems. And then Dr. Wagme would like us to address this, developing, tools, double development. What was the original statement? Tools are out there and how we can avoid redundant development. So we should definitely make sure that that's something we add to things to discuss. What are you developing? Everybody, let's get it out in the open and know what kind of tools are coming.
Hey, just on that note, just to hop in real quick, as part of V2 development, we're going to be updating our community tools page. So getting more descriptions, trying to get some better logos, and just to also trying to tackle that same problem, because there's lots of different apps that are doing similar stuff. So right within V2, there will be a link to like apps, AAPPS, with a list of all of the different apps in the ecosystem and a good description. So if there's any way we can have discussions on, or as part of the discussion on how that UI can be used to help tackle that problem, I definitely would love to hear any insights the community has. Not just for apps, but also we'll be doing something similar for mini games. So we'll have kind of similar on V1 where we have a list of them, but we just have a really small little like one sentence paragraph. So if you guys have any ideas, definitely down to chat about that.
I'm about to drop a server invite just to so people can jump in if they're not already a member. Oh, there you go. Daddy Dole picks me, beat me to it.
Yeah, and then to Crypto Rich's point, I think maybe we can somehow. I think it'll be a great opportunity at the summit to get together a like a comprehensive list of developers that are working on stuff, or list of developer groups that are working on tools, and what exactly they're working on, and what like the end goal is of the tool. And then that way, maybe that'll be a common shared page where you can go on the Notion, the GMI Notion, and there might be we can put a tab there. I think OXZFi can do that. Put a tab in there for devs to just see what other Gotchiverse devs are building. I think that'd be a useful data point to add to our Notion.
Z-Fi's the man.
We will create a feedback form probably during the summit to collect some data points on what exactly you feel you got out of it, things that we were missing, because we want to keep iterating on these summits and make them more and more valuable, more and more useful to the attendees every quarter. So if we can do 4 of these a year, do one every 3 months, and then in between have an ongoing conversation within the GMI Discord, we're gonna have a constantly iterating, developing summit, and I think it's just gonna be. I think we have a good base to start off on, but that feedback form will be really useful to us.
Mycalium just dropped the alpha there with this Guild Summit planning Notion page. Yeah, that's it. That's the alpha right there. So you want to dig in. Anything you don't see, reach out to somebody at GMI. Our street team. Great responsibility. Anybody who's holding any of those roles, we can help you out with getting your requests for the summit on that Notion page.
Yeah, and I mean, we do also have the option if the attendees feel like we want to do a fun like raffle, or we want to do a if we want to do some sort of giveaway or raffle just to make things a little bit more light, a little bit more fun, then that's definitely a conversation I'd like to have and see what we can donate to this raffle and make it something fun. Maybe get some NFTs, maybe throw a couple wearables in there. That'd be kind of cool. And just do a little giveaway. That could be a little side thing that we could do. But if you're interested in something like that, definitely jump into the GMI server.
Yep. I do want to double back for a second, though. For real, if you do want to get on the Notion page, Z-Fi is the best person to contact, because anybody else you contact is just going to DM him. So if you want to get something on the Notion page, you're probably best off just getting with Z-Fi himself.
And confirm. And DMs are open, so hit me with whatever.
I mean, I know a few others of us have access, but he's certainly the master mold of creating that thing and why it looks so good.
I highly recommend checking out that tab or Mycalium threw up there. That has everything you need to know for the summit, and also has the commit list for all the guilds, so you can see what other guilds are going to be attending. And if you see yourself as unknown but you do want to come, let us know. We'll get your status updated for you there. I
And
don't
if you
have
see
anything else. Oh, go ahead. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, if you know of another guild and they're not up there, and you're friends with that guild and they're not, you don't think they're coming, reach out to them, or let us know for sure, and we can reach out to them. But if you're already friends with those people, then you should certainly let them know about this event and tell them that they should get with us about getting there. So.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to have the DTF, just looking at Dr. Wagme's comment, just a great way to have the DTF come up and present how, what role they're playing here and how they can help guilds and community projects be a part of this.
That's very gracious. Thank you, Dr. Wagme. It's a great idea.
This is going to be an epic meetup. I agree with Al. I think this is going to be something that the first summit is going to be iconic, and then every one after that is going to become even more coveted. As we see other guilds looking from the outside in, being like, "I wish we were part of that." We can let them know that there's going to be another one coming up every quarter. We'll figure out the dates. July is going to be the first one. July 16th, most likely. So that's another thing I wanted to touch on is if you have already committed to showing up to the summit, please check your schedule. See if the 16th of July would work for you. And we'll try and do our best to accommodate everyone. And we'll be running the event all day. So even if you miss a segment of it, you definitely want to still be at the summit and at least catch some of the keynotes or the keynote speech or some of the other little segments that we'll have scheduled in for that day. Great. And I see Umami has just dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 different guilds here we can add to the list. So thanks for that. And we need a theme song too. Yeah, I agree. We do need a theme song for the summit. Actually, I wish I would have known about all the Gotchiverse musicians before I made this little GMI poster, because I just picked up a generic beat for that. But I would have loved to use one of your beats. But we'll figure that out. We'll get something done with that. And that's all I got. I appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to us talk about the summit. Check out that document. Check out that document if you want to get more info on what this day could look like. And if you have any other additional thoughts, jump in our server and let us know. We want to make this as valuable as an experience for all the guilds and organizations in our group.
Yeah, Daddy Dolpix has a question there if it's best to start after the hangout or before, and we're thinking after, only because spillover will end, and then we'll have the party going on, and then it'll be time to pay attention to the speakers and all that type of thing. That was kind of the same way we did it here. We'll have the community call, and then we'll end it. Maybe take a small break, or we might just go straight into it. We should actually probably just try to go straight into it. We can just have a planned opener, whatever that is, and that can be our transition from the community call into the summit. That way we don't lose momentum.
Yeah, and I think Jesse said he was willing to do a keynote speech when we first kick off the summit. So perhaps we end off the Saturday hangout with Jesse's keynote speech for the summit.
Hey, Time, no problem. We're happy to be here doing this with you and for you, and just helping to make the Gotchiverse a better place for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. That's what GMI is all about. We started as a group of just content creators and creatives that were just hanging out together and wanted to build stuff together. And GMI's grown to a pretty decent sized server, comparables to some of the guilds in the Gotchiverse. Excuse me. Um, yeah, so GMI is trying to spread that vibe now to the guilds. We want the guilds to discover that same kind of energy that we discovered working together as creatives. I think it'll be a great space for that.
Cool.
I
Well,
want to let you guys. Yeah,
oh
go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just gonna.
Finish them up.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you know where to reach us now. Everybody knows how to get in touch with us. If you have anything you want, just let us know as soon as possible before the 16th, obviously, because the more time we have to plan, the better.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have anything else to say. This was great. Thank you for hanging out and listening to us give you the deets on the summit. And I'm really excited for this. This is something we've been talking about for literally months, and it's finally going to happen. So we're really excited to throw this together for you guys and see what sort of energies come out of it. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everyone. We have 66 people in here. It was fun hanging out with you guys today, and we'll catch you tomorrow at the DAO Hangout, 2 p.m. UTC, right here in the Aavegotchi Amphitheater.
Absolutely. We'll see you then.
You guys
Thanks,
all have
friends.
a great day.
GM wherever you
course,
are,
yeah.
friends.
Yeah, GM all over the world. It's always GM somewhere. All right. Take care, friends.
See you soon.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.